I know I'm a little late on this one, but I just wanted to have my say on what the glorious leader David Cameron said a few days ago. He basically said that the UK would be foolish to get rid of our nuclear weapons, considering the evolving threat from North Korea and Iran. Quoting the Prime Minister here, "We need our nuclear deterrent as much today as we did when a previous British government embarked on it over 6 decades ago. Of course, the world has changed dramatically. The Soviet Union no longer exists. But the nuclear threat has not gone away. In terms of uncertainty and potential risk, it has, if anything, increased." He goes on to say, "Does anyone seriously argue that it would be wise for Britain, faced with this evolving threat today, to surrender our deterrent? Only the retention of our independent deterrent makes clear to any adversary that the devastating cost of an attack on the UK or its allies will always be far greater than anything it might hope to gain." End quote. Devastating cost of an attack on the UK. He's essentially threatening mass destruction, is he not? This is the leader of a so-called civilized country saying this. Okay, firstly, it is not necessary for the UK to have a so-called independent nuclear deterrent. If there were a nuclear attack on this country, the United States would not just sit idly by. They would act. So that argument is just plainly a load of shit. Secondly, all this tough talk about nuclear deterrence. Well, what if all the nations on the planet had nuclear weapons and made the deterrence argument? Would we live in a safe world with national security for all? What if madmen come to power in industrialized countries, men who don't give a crap about the welfare of others, men who don't really care too much about the consequences of their actions? What if leaders allow their emotions to get the better of them, and in their anger, and in their hatred maybe, they lose sight of their basic will to self-preservation? Human beings are not robots. You know? We are consistently unreasonable and illogical. Nuclear weapons do not increase national security. Going around making threats won't increase your personal or individual security. Our leader making threats on the world stage, playing the tough guy, does not increase our national security. You know what might increase our national security? You know what might increase the security of every country in the world? The renunciation and abolition of nuclear weapons. Just an idea, not an original one, but I just thought I'd point out the bloody obvious. Yeah, not obvious to everyone, though. Hey. All the billions of pounds we spend on maintaining our nuclear weapons program. Think of all the things we could be spending that money on right now. Improvements to healthcare, education, housing, welfare, etc. But no, this country and several other countries still insist on playing a very dangerous game. If game is the right word, perhaps not. Our species, and all species, may be at risk in the event of a nuclear war. The Prime Minister tries to justify the possession of instruments of terror, as Prime Ministers before him have. There is no justification. In my mind, anyone who possesses nuclear weapons has the power to use them and threatens to use them is a terrorist. Politicians can try and make excuses for the possession of instruments of terror. They can point to perceived enemies. They can use the word deterrence till they're blue in the face. But these weapons are what they are. Right, I've had my say. So I will see you later, folks. Peace.